And good Tuesday, Southwest Louisiana. This forecast mainly will be for our region of the state, as uh, we have another cold front coming in, and tomorrow Storm Prediction Center does have coastal areas under a marginal risk for isolated severe storms. However, I think as we move forward, this is going to be shifted probably up here. We'll see these areas in here also go under a marginal risk uh, for isolated severe storms. Um, this will be associated with our next cold front that'll be coming down, and the reason being for that is, see the area high pressure here, and right now we are getting uh, south and southeasterly winds coming in out of the Gulf uh, on the western flank of the area of high pressure. And as this high slides off to the east, uh, that's going to bring us more southerly and then southwesterly flow out of the Gulf. And that's going to set the stage for a return of Gulf moisture. And right now, uh, we're starting to see a slow return of moisture from the Gulf as we look into our dew points here across the region. And you'll see the dew points start to come up still further out in the Gulf, but uh, the dry air is moving out, and you can see the greens down here. Uh, once that conveyor belt gets going, you'll see a quicker return of Gulf moisture here in the surface dew points. And well, actually, let's take a look at relative humidity. Take SPC off of there. We'll give this a minute to load up here. Sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate. Here in Jennings Airport, official morning low was 31 degrees. However, here at home base, we did get to 29, which was the official forecast from the National Weather Service here in Hathaway. So we did hit their forecast low on the money. Well, looks like it's not going to cooperate on the METARs once again, and that's been an ongoing issue uh, with the data feed from the NOAA servers. Sometimes they're really slow. Um, Again, this isn't a issue with the software. It's NOAA and their National Weather Service and their servers. So um, as we take a look here, you can see our next trough is starting to dig down. A couple of disturbances, upper level lows here associated with it, and as that works down, uh, once we have good return flow from the Gulf coming in, there will be a veering of winds. Wind shear will be there. Be some moderate instability, and uh, we'll go ahead and take a look at the NAM 3 kilometer, and uh, let's see here. We'll go into things should start to ramp up tomorrow. after lunchtime, and you can see at 4 a.m. Tomorrow morning, you still see the stuff over here in East Texas. But we're going to jump ahead now to noon, and we'll see how this progresses. Uh, Again, this blows up really quick, and turn the probe off here, and you can see these turquoise colors embedded here. These little turquoise bullseyes. That's some pretty hefty thunderstorms there, and the issue at hand with the shear is going to be rotating updrafts, and most of them are going to be transient, but any of them that can manage to get going uh, have the potential to spin up a tornado and produce damaging straight line wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. So you see this line coming in, and you see again with the NAM 3 kilometer, the really intense storms are off the coast, out in the Gulf, but here in extreme southeast Texas, you can see some pretty heavy thunderstorms building, and now we'll advance in an hour to 1 p.m. tomorrow, and the NAM is keeping a lot of the possibly severe stuff south of us. Again, this stuff here between Port Arthur and Houston over Winnie, that potentially could go severe uh, and produce damaging winds and or a tornado. Um, and you can see that these are basically these clusters now. Three large clusters, and then you got some smaller ones embedded here. Uh, it's not really what we like to see. Uh, any of these road clusters can go severe warned. Um, we'll go to 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon now. So this is the 12 Zulu run of the NAM 3 kilometer, and we should get an update here this afternoon shortly uh, and see what it has to say. Nevertheless, it's going to be stormy, mainly across the coastal parishes along and south of the I-10 corridor here in southwest Louisiana. Southeast Louisiana, you guys are going to be fine. Uh, Not foreseeing any big problems for you guys over there. So again, we have a little bit of a break, and then you see some back building here continuing, but the really big intense stuff does seem to stay offshore, which is a good thing. But this stuff will be coming into the north. How far north it goes remains to be seen. Um, we'll move into the 5 o'clock hour now, and you start to see some of these smaller isolated cells here. Those are the ones that kind of have me concerned. Possible tornadic development. Um, those are the ones that tend to want to go rogue. And even though we're not seeing, the big turquoise bullseyes with these, that really doesn't mean nothing in the grand scheme of things with future radar. Future radar is not 100% accurate, and uh, it can get wrong. But as you can see, from about noon forward after lunch tomorrow, uh, things are going to stay rainy and stormy off and on throughout the day. Uh, this is 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. We're still getting some issues, and then we move along and advance to 8 p.m. tomorrow, and you start to see the back end of the front starting to approach the Texas-Louisiana border there with the clearing line back here on the back side of this. And speaking of cold fronts and disturbances, uh, 1 week from today, I turned 54 on December the 8th, my birthday. And those of you that remember, December 8th, 2017, uh, I got my one of my wishes that I had on my bucket list for snow on my birthday down in South Louisiana. It came true. Not going to happen this year. Sorry, folks. But uh, any of you guys feel free for or feel the need to send out a birthday gift, you can use the donation links in the comments there, the description there, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Uh, got the website stuff to continue to pay for, and our monthly subscription based weather software to take care of, and everything else offset some of that. So we appreciate that. So moving forward, we're at 8 p.m. now, and you see some pretty big boomers coming in, and uh, it's still basically below uh, the 80 dBz level, uh, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. These things could go severe, even into the evening. Uh, Now we start to see a more linear line of storms developing, the squall line here, and again, you could see some gusty winds, 35, 40 miles per hour with this stuff. Um, we'll move ahead till 10 p.m. and again, we see it kind of break up, and you start to see a lot of these isolated cells. So, front could be undercutting the thunderstorms out ahead of it, and looks like you may see a weakening there. Uh, that would probably be the result of that. Um, we go forward into the evening. It's not to say it's not going to be stormy in periods of moderate to possibly embedded heavier rainfall. Uh, we'll take a look at the QPF associated with this, but uh, not a really big flooding threat or anything like that with this. Uh, just showing an actual, progression of the front and the thunderstorms associated with it out ahead of the front. Now we move to midnight tomorrow night. We get into Thursday morning now, and still got some big boomers out there. Um, Nothing really sticks out except here along the coastal areas. Nothing really strong to severe catches my eye. Probably could be some special marine warnings issued now. Uh, as we get into the 1 a.m. hour, you start to see a big flare up of thunderstorms as cluster here. That's not to say, this is exactly what's going to happen, but, you know, with these models, you kind of take them with a grain of salt, but at the same time, uh, they give you a decent indication of what could happen. So we'll move forward now to 2 a.m. Thursday morning, and you see that this really large cluster of thunderstorms, heavy thunderstorms, move through the Lafayette area and along the I-10 corridor here, Henderson, Broussard, Breaux Bridge, Youngsville, in that area. Crotch Springs getting in on some of this action now. We'll move to 3 a.m. You see that pretty much moves straight up through Livonia, New Roads, Jackson, Louisiana, Jarrow, St. Francisville, Point Compean, and West Feliciana there. Uh, we still potentially have some stormy weather even in the pre-dawn hours of Thursday morning now. So again, this is going to be a long duration event for southwest Louisiana and Acadiana as far as the rains and periodic thunderstorms go. So now we're getting in a 4 a.m. We'll move to 5 a.m. You see the bigger storms now translating up into central and northeast Louisiana and southwestern Mississippi, and just some scattered light to moderately embedded showers, possibly a few rumbles of thunder. We get to 6 a.m. Just before daybreak, and let's see, we still have a slow progression of the front, and basically everything from uh, Welch east westward to the border is in the clear. Uh, you can pretty much see the line of demarcation of thunderstorm activity there. Uh, Baton Rouge, Baker, Zachary, East Baton Rouge Parish here, and then down here into southern Acadiana, Morgan City, Baldwin, Patterson, those areas. Still some activity ongoing. You see stuff here in Eunice, near Opelousas, Sunset. Uh, we'll move on now, and 7 a.m. we're in the daybreak time frame now, and as we get to daybreak, you start to see some of this activity really flare up off the coast here with daylight, and start to get some sun heating action there. Um, Again, still some lingering activity. We'll move to 8 a.m. And again, you see some more strong thunderstorms coming ashore. Uh, Parts of East Cameron and down here in Vermilion. Uh, this stuff will be moving into Crowley and Lafayette Thursday morning. We'll go to 9 a.m. and you see it really starts to flare up as we get north of Lafayette, Church Point, Branch, Karen Crow, Cankton, Opelousas, parts of Crowley. We'll zoom in here. Brobridge, Doosan, Rain, uh, Leonville, Arnaudville. Uh, so you see that this little area as it comes ashore, and this stuff's basically moving north or just east of northeast. Now go to 10 a.m. We'll see where this is at 10 a.m. and start to see it weaken a bit as it moves up to Point Capee, gets up into Simmsport. Still pretty potent. Not gonna dismiss the severe threat entirely at this point, but I think this will be just some strong thunderstorms with periodic moderate to heavy rains embedded, a few rumbles of thunders here and there. All right, 11 a.m. So we once again see a little weakening of the line and start to see more discrete cells here, and those have the potential to become robust, but probably stay below severe thresholds. Uh, Storm Prediction Center is currently saying no severe for Thursday. We'll see if that changes any at the update at midnight tonight. So we'll move forward to midnight Thursday into Friday morning, and see basically all of Acadiana and southwest Louisiana, central Louisiana, you're in the clear. Uh, Still see some robust thunderstorm activity from Pierrepont southward in Ahoma, Morgan City, Thibodaux, in that area. And then we'll head out to 1 p.m. Friday. And everything's approaching New Orleans. You see some of these isolated cells here. Just scattered thunderstorm and showers here and there, but looks like the main energy is basically lifted well north of this, and uh, shouldn't be too much of an issue. And you translate it here again. Some of these thunderstorms could be rather robust and boisterous, but I think they remain below severe levels. And then as we get into 3 p.m. Friday, uh, everything's moving through the North Shore parishes, approaching into Mississippi, New Orleans east through Belle Chase, Lake Borgne to Wrigley's. Uh, Everything's approaching that area. And we get into Friday afternoon, 4 p.m., and still some stuff lingering. Um, Again, some of these could be rather robust, but uh, pretty much they're going to stay below severe levels. And we get into 5 p.m. on Friday, and with the exception of just a few little areas, Slidell, and areas southward, a few robust thunderstorms, but nothing that sticks out as being severe at this point. Then we go to 60 hours, and this is as far out as we can see with the NAM 3 kilometer. And with the exception of the bottom of the boot down here, the rest of the state's done and clear. So with that, we're going to go take a look at our forecast here, rainfall. And you can see it's not going to be too great. Again, most of the bulk of the energy is going to, stay well south. This could translate north a little bit. So anywhere, I want to say ½ inch to 2 inches. Some of you don't see 2 inches here in southwest Louisiana. We could see, excuse me, we could certainly see, some 2 inch totals here and there, but maybe 2 1/4 with the heavier activity, especially if they train over the same areas. Uh, I expect we're probably going to see some of these darker purples as we get into the 1 3/4 to 2.5 inch range, slide further north into southwest Louisiana, parts of Acadiana. So don't be surprised. You know, localized heavier amounts, probably up to 3 inches here and there in spots. Again, that's completely manageable. Um, this isn't going to be a high intensity, long lived event. Uh, they'll come in waves as far as the heavier rains, and you'll see more of a soaking rain type with this stuff that's coming in, mainly for southwest Louisiana, Acadiana, and then in southeast Louisiana, just some spotty periods of light to moderate with some embedded heavier showers with or rainfall within the heavier thunderstorms there. So again, not seeing a whole lot of a big threat uh, for severe. Again, that's not to take away that it's more than likely that this marginal risk gets extended further to the north and east a bit. Uh, Probably includes Lafayette on up through Oberlin, through Kirbyville, uh, Conroe, and back down into southeast Texas. So just be mindful tomorrow as we move forward, and I'll update this tonight at midnight if I can stay awake that long. But we'll see. Uh, I should be up. I'll be able to get it out to you. Hopefully, this won't be a bigger, severe threat, but we'll see. Um, you know, these things have a tendency to go awry on us, and um, just have to see how things play out. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close this. And uh, again, not seeing a whole lot of rain uh, across the United States. Some of that's falling as snow. Um, Now that we've got precip typing on, you can see a lot of the snow in Cleveland, parts of Pennsylvania, and New York there. So, uh, unfortunately for us, nada. No snow this year. Of course, we may see a few flakes here and there if the conditions set up right, but I don't think we're going to see any measurable snow this year. I think next year we get popped. So, again, I have been wrong. So we'll see what happens moving forward. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it. Uh, you can look for uh, daytime highs in the 50s, lows in the 30s for most of the state after the front moves through, and then following through the weekend and then the next week. It's going to be beautiful fall weather, early winter weather. Just got to get this next front out of here, and then we'll see what the next front brings as it starts to set up out west, and we'll see if it brings any severe weather threats. Remember, we are now into our fall, early winter severe weather season. Um, it's typical, it's seasonal, it's to be expected. However, I think it's going to be a bit tempered this year due to La Nina, and even our spring flood season should be tempered a bit less than normal. So uh, that's a good thing, and we'll see how this plays out. But uh, next year things turn out a little bit different for the winter. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it. Thanks for watching. Uh, those of you watching here on YouTube, smash that thumbs up button, share, and make sure you subscribe. We need 1,000 subscribers. Um, you enjoy what I do. Uh, Early birthday presents are always welcome. There's links for donations there in the description. So with that, have a good Tuesday, and we'll talk to you again later. Thanks for watching.